All is well. Yes, we are. I love you. Hey,
You need it?
Sergeant. Yep, I will. I'm going to give this stuff to you, Sergeant. Oh, there we go. And
Well, you should have seen these guys all dressed up.
I know. I'm going to talk about them in a minute. I'm going to talk about them being dressed up in a minute. Sergeant, if you would do me a favor and just take a couple of pictures from the back for me.
Okay, sure.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
In case.
In the case. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I've heard all about you all. The thing about my husband is that not only is my husband a master teacher, he's a master teacher. And a master teacher is someone who has the knowledge in them. It's through them now. They don't need a book. They don't need a text. They don't need a script. They've lived what it is that they're teaching you, right? They have become a master teacher. They've become congruent with their information. So they're not teaching you anything they haven't been through, done, conquered, gotten over, figured out. They're not trying to figure it out, right? They've had to do the work for themselves. And, Brother Shane Martin Price is a master teacher. But not only is he a master teacher, but he actually loves you all. He loves you. Not every teacher loves you, right? Sometimes people just put up with you. I call it tolerating you. They just simply tolerate you. It's good to see you, sir.
Oh, you also.
As opposed to loving you, right? And when you love somebody, that means that you're with them all the way to the end. Right? That you're unshakable now. Doesn't matter what you do. No matter what you say. No matter where you go. Right? We're not going nowhere. Brother Shane's not going nowhere. And we have had, once you graduate from this class, you become a pop woman, or a pop guy. Okay? And that means that you are a part of this family. And that we are here for you for the rest of your life. Through thick or through thin. And how do you know somebody loves you? They just don't let you fail without telling you the truth. The truth. We live in a society that wants to give you the facts or give you an opinion. We tell you the truth. And if you're a person of faith, and even if you're not, you just got good common sense. You know the only thing that can set you free is the truth. It's the only thing. Like some of you are still bound up because you haven't looked at your truth. Truth. And truth is often painful. Because nobody wants to look at the real truth. Like what really happened with my mama. Like what really happened with my daddy. Like what really happened, like the truth. And that truth will cut right through that stuff. And if you are courageous enough to bear the pain of the truth, you'll be set free. Let me say it again. If you're courageous enough to bear the pain of the truth, you're going to be set free. And you're going to be set free for the rest of your life because your truth will no longer scare you. You can look your truth right in the face and know that this is my truth. Not yours, not yours, not yours. This is my truth. And because it's my truth, that means that I can be delivered from it and go on. I can't be delivered with your truth. I got to be delivered with my own truth. And how many of us stay bound up? Oh, and it's painful to see a 70-year-old bound up. For me, it's painful to see a 14-year-old bound up. Simply because you haven't dealt with your truth. The truth will set you free. It's just going to plain old set you free. And when you become free, you know what? Life gets better. Because nobody can threaten you with your truth anymore. You don't have to tell me about my truth. I know about my truth. I know the whole thing. So I'm never going to be surprised at myself because I know my truth. And I'm like, is someone going to find out? You can find out all you want to. I already know the truth. See what I mean? Right? In my third book, I talk about on day 9, I think it's day 9. It's a book called Change Your Life in 30 Days. It takes more than 30 days. Right? Little fine print. Takes more than 30 days. But the day that particular day, the book is based on days, not chapters. So that day is called Make Good Use of Your Failures. Make good use of it. We have all failed. There's not one of us in this room, including myself or Brother Shane, who have not failed. We have all failed. The question is, who makes the best use of their failure? Let me tell you, you make your failure work for you. Huh? If you failed, make it work for you. Know why you failed. Know who was there to help you fail. Know how you felt when you failed. Just literally, it's called scrubbing the failure. Just go through the whole thing and scrub it. Get everything out of it. Everything out of it. And then own it. And say, this is mine. Yes, I failed in that area. Absolutely. That's mine. I own that. Because, see, some of us are still trying to pretend that we didn't do it. Or it wasn't our fault. Let me tell you, after this conversation today, it's all your fault. Every last bit of it. You own it. Because I'm trying to liberate you. Because once you own it, you're now free. You're now free. You can go on with your life. You can make that failure work for you. And you can become who it is in your heart of hearts that you know God has called you to be. Right? And how many of you, raise your hand, how many of you are looking for that? How many of you are looking for that? Yeah, absolutely. We all are. Absolutely. So when you think about this work today, that we're going to do today, I'm talking about you walking out of here, young man, free. Ain't nothing holding you back. Free in your mind, free in your heart, free in your soul, your spirit, free in your body, free. Nothing can hold you back again. Right? Okay. Now, when you were born, what were you born with? What were you born with? You were born with a few things when you were born. What are they?
Gender, name.
You were born with your name? No, you weren't born with your name. They had to figure it out after you got here. You were born with time. We were all born with time wrapped up in us. And how much time do you get every day? How many hours? Does anyone in here get any more than 24 hours? Nope. Everyone gets 24 hours. When we were in Dubai, is anyone in Dubai getting more hours than us? Nope. When we were in Beijing, China, is anyone in Beijing getting any? Nope. When we were in the Bahamas? Nope. When we were in Mexico? Nope. When we were in Alabama, no. We were in Chicago. Right? You know, Chicago folk, yeah, Chicago. You gotta, you know, you got, I always tell you, you know, there's they got a little song that goes Chicago. Okay. Huh? Right? No, you're just gonna, because you kind of like sing it out. But do you get any more time? No. Every person born was born with 24 hours a day. That's it. That's all you get every day. I remember someone saying to me, Dr. Verna, how did you become so ba-ba-da-da-da? I said, I use my 24 hours. The question is, how are you going to use your 24 hours? I am amazed by how much time we waste. I am amazed by how much time we allow people to take from us. Do you know why I don't like social media and I don't like television and I don't like technology stuff? Because they are time wasters. They're time vortex. You can be on a little game and spend 5 hours later. You're still clicking with your little thumbs on that little cell phone game. Wasting your what? Time. So you were given 24 hours a day. So my challenge to you is how you're using your 24 hours a day. Because that's a lot of time. And I challenge you to make every second work for you. Make it work. Make it work. You know, we've had some of our pop guys. Yes, they committed a crime. Yes, they confessed to their crime. Yes, they went and spent their time. But you know what they came out with? They came out with a degree in law. They came out with a degree in communications. They came out as scholars, learned men and women, because they took that 24 hours and they made it work for them. So when they came out on the other side, they came out with something in hand. So after you sat with your homies or your bomies or whatever they call them today, I don't know what they call them, shag wags, woomy woms, I don't know. You know, every generation, you know, dogs, hogs, say this, you know, there's every generation has this, you know, what you call your like people you hang out with, right? So whatever you call them, the question is, are you giving them your time? Because 24 hours is all I've got. Please repeat after me. 24 hours,
24 hours
is all I've got.
is all I got.
And there's going to come a time when your time is up. Your time is up. And let me tell you, you're going to have an answer for every second of your life. Whether you know it or like it, you are responsible for this life. It's on you. So you were given 24 hours. That's one thing you were given was time. What else were you given at birth? A soul? Absolutely. We call that your ba, your soul, your spirit. Yep, you were given your body. And what else were you given? Maybe, maybe not. Some children are born, they're mutes. Huh? Well, you. It depends on who you were born to, if they have unconditional love for you. You have unconditional love from your creator. Because if you were not important to your creator, you would not have gotten a life.
Personal self.
Your what?
Personal self.
Your personal self? Well, as your who? Your environmental self?
Right. Well, James said we have a personal self and a tribal self.
You sure do. You sure do. And you come into that. You're not born there yet.
Okay.
But what were you born with? What were you born with? In other words, these are non-negotiables. These are things that no one can take away.
Choices.
You were born with what?
Choices.
Choices. Okay. And what is that? What is that? What is that?
Well,
You were born with free will. Okay. You were born with the ability to make a decision. Okay. So I'm going to talk about what that is, because that got you in this room today. As a matter of fact, that is what got you wherever you came from. Was it one decision? One decision. And some of you can remember the decision. Some of you can remember the decision. And I put it this way: 30 seconds, some of you cost you 30 years. It was a split second. Was it a split second, that one decision? But I want to talk about what is it that makes the decision, so that you know how to use it, right? So, when you were born with something called power, okay? So let's talk about what exactly power is. Before we get to it, let's talk about what you think it is or you've experienced it as, right? So in your journals, I want you to write down 2 words. One word is positional, and on the other side, I want you to write personal. Okay? One is positional and one is personal. Right. Whoever's next to you, or a threesome next to you, in the middle of your paper, I want you to write the word power. Just write it real big in the middle of your paper. Write the word power. Power. Good. Perfect. Just like that. Power. Right? So I'm going to give you, let's say 45 seconds. And I want you to talk to the person next to you. And I want you to talk about, say as many words that you associate with the word power. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be ugly, it could be indifferent, doesn't matter. When you think of the word power, what comes to your mind? And I want you and whoever's next to you to quickly talk about that and then write some of those things around the word power. Just write words that you associate with the word power. Go ahead and start.
Water. Wave. Control.
Control, yep, I got it. Like high, like top.
So you gave me see that's all that's waves, water. Wind. We got power.
Absolutely. Money and power. Yep. Money, great.
Water.
All right. Let's talk as a large group. Just shout them out. Words that you associate with power. Anyone? Electricity. That's good. Electricity. That's good. Electricity. Government.
God.
God. Money. Universe. Sex. Someone else.
Strength, control.
Strength. Oh, control. Say it again. Detail. Interesting. Dictator. Leadership. Drugs. Influence. Mind. Control. What? Say it again. Personal will. Okay. Personal will. Authority. Good. Say it again. Rich. Oh, good. Law. That's a good one. Power. What do you associate with it? Thinking. Interesting. Okay, someone else. Nature.
Soul.
So, a song? Soul. Your soul. That's good.
Energy.
Energy. United States. USA. Music. Idol. Good one. What would you say? Synergy. Excellent word. Anyone else? Other countries? Like the UN? Okay, that's good. Money. Good. We had that one too. Consciousness. Okay. Faith. Thoughts. Okay. Body. Character. A lot of things associated with power. Okay. Question. Raise your hand if you are powerful. Excellent. Great. Raise your hand if you were told you were powerful when you were growing up.
Growing up, between like what age brackets?
Huh?
Between what age brackets?
Between the ages of 0 and 10 years old, when you were raised as a child. Okay? Good. At home. Yeah? That's good. Raise your hand if you've ever been in a class where you were taught about power. No, don't count this class. Okay? Good. If you've ever taken a class on power. Okay? That's good. Okay? All right. So power is the most used. It's the most used natural resource in the earth. It's because every human being has it. And every human being is using it in every given moment. Every moment of 24 hours, power is being used. And here's why. It's because power is a non-negotiable. It is what it is that you were actually born with. Power is the mechanism that gives you the ability to make a decision. Let me say it again. Power is the mechanism that gives you the ability to make a decision. If you have good sense, you should be writing this down. Power is the mechanism that gives you the ability to make a decision. Power is the mechanism. And that mechanism was put in you at birth. You came here. Power is the mechanism that gives you the ability to make a decision. Power is the mechanism that gives you the ability to make a decision. Every human being has this ability. Every human being was born with this mechanism. It's in you. It's structured in you. And this mechanism structured in you is non-negotiable. In other words, it can never be taken away. It can never disappear. And unless you decide to give it away, it cannot be taken away from you, because it's literally intertwined. It's in every part of your DNA. You can't even pick it up. That's just how in sync it is with you. It is what God gave you. It is what God gave you to exist in this earth. If you did not have power, you literally couldn't exist in this earth, because every moment of your life, you are using this thing called power. Now, the trick is to never teach you about it, because if you don't know it, you'll never know how to leverage it. Every last one of you, you are where you are because of power. You are where you are because that mechanism that you didn't even know was working, it was working. And it gave you the ability to make that decision. Now, some of you thought that it was someone else's fault. Actually, it was not. It was your fault. Why? You made a decision. What decision did you make? I don't know what it was, but you made one. Even in difficult situations, you still get to make a decision. You don't understand, Dr. Verna. You know, my parents did this and my parents did that. Yes, and you made a decision. You made a decision to use that pain to become an engine for you to self-destruct. Huh? You made that decision. You made that decision to use that pain to become angry, to hurt somebody. That was your decision. You made a decision to use that pain to just not do anything, just lounge in life and let other people do the decision making for you. That was your decision. So you're constantly in a motion of making decisions. Why? Because it's your power. So I want you to write down the statement on your paper. I want you to write down, I was born with power. Now, here's the amazing thing. Because you were born with it, that means it can, Michael Fox, it can never be taken away. Never be taken away. Why is trauma such a tricky thing? What do you think trauma is designed to do at its core?
Take away the power.
Shut down your power. Paralyze your ability to use your power. That is what trauma does. And depending on the trauma, it can be so significant that literally you will think that you are helpless and hopeless. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to shut you down. And what is it shutting down? It's shutting down the power mechanism. Because trauma knows if you can get your power engine going, you're unstoppable. You become a person who says, I don't care what happened to me. I can start again. I don't care what they did to me. I can start again. I don't care who walked out on me. I can start again. I don't care what they said about me. I can start again. Now I say I don't care. What I'm really saying is that regardless of what they did to me, regardless of what they said about me, regardless of how they treated me, I have decided to start again. And here's what power does. It opens up a whole new way of living and thinking and operating. And here's what it does. Do you remember when you were kids? Maybe some of you don't remember your kids, right? Before guns were so pervasive everywhere that a 10-year-old can get a gun if they want to right now, down the street at the corner store, along with some fentanyl and some crack too. Before we allowed that foolishness to happen in our community, and we are allowing it, right? When kids had a disagreement on the playground, they draw like a little line. And they said, who gonna come over? Who gonna come over? You better not come over that line. You better not come over that line. Right? Remember? They tried a little line in the sand. In other words, they're like, you better not come on my side. Because if you come on my side, I'm gonna beat you up. What does power do? It draws a line in the sand for you of life. And it says, you know what? I'm not going there no more. I'm not going back there no more. It's a solid line. It's called a line of non-negotiable. Crack, you can't trick me no more. I've been tricked by an addiction. I've been tricked by alcohol. Why? It was simply paralyzing the pain of your trauma, which in turn shuts down your power. So now it's time to start again. So I want you to stand up before we move any further. Just stand up. We're going to draw a little line in the sand now. Come on now. You need to draw your line. Yeah, just put a space between you and your friends and draw that line. Draw the line in the sand. Yeah, there you go. Get that foot. Yes. There we go. Come on now. Right there. We ain't going no. You better not come over this line because you have to deal with me. I don't think so. Huh? You have to draw, I'm having you to experience this in your body because I want you to never go back. You hear what I'm saying? Never go back. You weren't supposed to be in prison. You were supposed to be in college. You're a smart young man, right? You're supposed to have degrees behind your name. None of that foolishness, right? All those what were they doing? They was just trying to shut down your power. Because they know if they can shut down your power, they can shut down your life. Please repeat after me. Put your hand on your heart. Please repeat after me. When I was born, I was born with power. Let's try it again. When I was born, I was born with power. All right. Have a seat now. Let's talk about what it is. Okay? It's in you. It is an initiation. It's called an initiation to life. So you don't have to put up with foolishness no more. Right? You can make life different for yourself for the rest of your life. How did I get where I am? I figured this thing out. I figured it out, Alex. There's no reason why I shouldn't have gone to prison too. I figured that thing out. How did I get beyond my pain and my trauma? I figured it out. And I decided I'm going to use this thing for the rest of my life because I was born with it. One of the things I really enjoy about understanding my power is that no one has more power than me. No one. Please write it down. No one has more power than me. No one. And I'm talking about your agents, your ISR folk, your parole folk, your case manager folk. They don't have more power than you. No one has more power than you. Here's why. We were all born with the same amount. We only have 2 women in this class. And women, you should know, this is a reality of women, right? That women around the world have been persecuted. Just for ages. And here's why I think this is the case. Because when a woman figures out her personal power, she's unstoppable. Seriously. She is unstoppable. Like there ain't nothing going to keep her back. Right? She's like, nope, I know who I am now. So you tried to trick me before, but I know who I am right now. It's important to understand that no one has more power than you. Don't let my suit fool you. Don't let my position fool you. I was as powerful as I am right now when I was a little girl living with my grandmother because my mother couldn't take care of me. I was as powerful then as a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, as I am right now. Don't let the suit, don't let the education, don't let none of this stuff fool you. I was as powerful when I had no money, not 1 cent. No husband, no money, no nothing, as I am right now. Driving whatever car I want to drive on any given day. So don't let the stuff fool you. You all got your suits today. Was it a good experience? Yeah? Aren't they wonderful? Did Mr. Snargrass come today? No, Mrs. Snargrass? Oh, he's delightful. I'm going to have to talk to him. You miss Mr. Snargrass. Mr. Tony was here? Mr. Tony, Miss Marcia? They're wonderful. And Miss Amanda and Miss Regina. That's right. Okay. So, when you put your suits on, you're going to be looking really sharp. Well, on Friday morning when you come and got your stuff on and all that, right? And so the message that our society has given us, though, is that we can dress up the outside, but then the inside is still a mess. Huh? You can look good on the outside, but the inside is still a mess. I'm more interested on your inside. I figure if I could get that inside right, then the outside's going to be just fine. I can always fix you up. I can get your hair cut. I can get you some suits. I can get you looking good. But that inside part, if you don't understand that part, no matter what I do for you on the outside, you're going to still be a mess. Lost. Because you don't understand your mechanism to make a decision. You don't understand your power. Right? So, there's 2 types of power that's always moving around the world. And it's important because you are always dealing with these 2 types of power. It's important for you to know the difference. So in this next conversation, you're going to figure out what is the difference between positional power and personal power. It's important that you know the difference. Okay? And then we're going to focus on specifically on your personal power so you know how to use it, leverage it, and make your life better. So in your conversation, you're just going to talk about what do you think is the difference between positional power and personal power. Go ahead and have that conversation, make some notes, and then we'll come back and talk. What's the difference between these 2 types of power? Positional and personal.
That's positional, right?
Yeah. Take your notes.
So I would just say,
I love that you're using your phone as a resource, but I don't want you to do that right
No,
now.
I didn't know what the word was, so I was trying to figure out how. Because when it said position, I thought about like your job position,
Good.
and then now with the AL on it, it's different. So it turns into because that word changed.
Okay, you talk. You all talk. You're right on the right track. You're on the right track. You're right on the right track. Mike Fox got out his phone. Look at the definitions. I'm like,
Give me 2 minutes.
sure. Your bag fell out.
Do I have that in me or have I had it? So she busted me out. I keep going there. But you can answer.
All right. Let's talk as a large group. All right. You ready? I'm going to start all the way over here. What is my team over here? What's the difference? What do you think? Well, first of all, just what do you think is positional power?
We said like authority, like position authority, like a police officer.
Excellent. Okay. Good. That's a very important word, authority. So, and you also said title, like some sort of title. Yeah? Okay. All right. Over here.
We said that positional power is power that's given to you. You're put into a position where you have some form of authority, or like you said, authority, or some form of title over you.
Okay, so it's given to you. Is it always given to you, or can it be earned?
It can be earned.
Okay, you can work for it.
Or you can take it.
Or it can be taken. Absolutely. Over here, what do you think?
Well, we was discussing like your boss, or like a person who's in control of your job, and or like they say, like they could be taken like in the community, like usually the baddest guy on the block, he was the leader of the gang, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So boss, leader. It's good? What do you think? Positional power.
Pretty much the same thing.
Responsibility.
Okay, they have some level of responsibility. This is good. Okay, so they have some level of responsibility.
Personal problem, you can always share with anyone, but it's up to you to make the decision with your personal problem.
Okay.
So the personal problem is you understanding what personal problem really is.
Okay, so personal power, I hear you say it's you. Okay, that's good. Your mind.
The right to choose, to say yes or say no.
Okay, you can choose. Right to choose. A decision. Authority over self. I like that. Authority over self. Anyone else? Say it again. It could be connected to your character. Sure. Yep. Anything else? What makes personal power different than positional power?
Your own thoughts.
It's your own thoughts? Okay, so it could be, I'm going to put, I like what own thoughts. Okay, I heard self-worth. Okay, anything else?
Mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. So it can be, I would say, holistic then. All of you? Yep, yep, yep. Anything else for personal power? How's personal power different from positional power?
Personal power, you can organize your own personal power.
Okay, so
Positional power usually comes with rules and regulations.
okay, so and you're getting to something. I'm going to just write this down. It's outside and inside.
Laws of man versus like laws of nature.
Okay, so this is man laws. Okay, and this is nature. This is good. Okay, my artist. You have your jacket there. You come up here for a second. Bring your jacket. Okay. Your ISR agents have what kind of power?
The right to violate
Positional power.
Which means they have positional power. So they have the right to violate you even if you sneeze the wrong way. Okay? So positional power. They have some level of authority. They work for someone who has given them some level of authority to say this or to say that. Okay? And with that authority, they get to have some level of dictating over your life. Okay? So, so the Department of Corrections hires those people. Yeah? So, Alex, you work for a organization and you just got hired as the executive vice president for communications management, right? So you just received a position, right? Your ISR agents, they work for the Department of Corrections. They were given a job, position, some level of authority. And so the department put on a jacket of positional power and said, you are now an ISR agent, you're now a case manager, you're not a parole officer, you're now the executive vice president, you're not a CEO. You have a title. You have a position. Okay? This position, this title, gives you the ability, the authority to do this, legally. Okay? Now, tomorrow there's some cuts. There's some cuts at the Department of Corrections, and we're going to have to lay off a lot of our ISR agents. We're going to have to combine caseloads, and sorry, you no longer have a job. Okay? Positional power is taken off. You are now left with what?
nothing.
No, you're left with something. They took that jacket. Right? Now, if I want you to write down these two words. The two words are do, D-O, and the second word is be. Do, D-O, and the second word is be, B-E. Okay. Now, Alex just said, what happens when this jacket is taken away? What happens when your positional power gets taken away? You have nothing. You feel like you have nothing. And when you mix up what you do with who you be, you will feel as though you have nothing. Because what you do became who you think you are. Let me tell you, what you did is what you did. Okay? Who you be is who you be. Your personal power is about who you be. It is about your own mechanism to make that decision no matter what happens. No matter if you have the jacket or you don't. No matter what happens, you still have your personal power. So I want to make sure that you don't mix those two things up. If you are in a position of power, that's fine. But that position doesn't make you any more powerful as a person. Now, here's what when it becomes amazing is when your position and your person can actually connect. That's when you become a true dynamic leader. That's when you become a true powerful person, all around powerful. But I want to focus on your personal power if you never get a position. Now, I believe, tell me your name.
Ramos.
Ramos? Yep. Give Ramos some snaps. All right. Thank you. And you're an amazing artist too, Ramos. No, you still have your job. He said, now what about my job now, Dr. Verna? Okay. So on Friday, you're going to be applying for jobs. Okay? So when you get a job at Marsden or wherever you're going to get a job, you're going to get a level of positional power. Don't get that mixed up with your personal power. If you focus on anything in life, focus on your personal power. Here's why. Your personal power connects to who you are. Your positional power connects to what you do. Now, when you become strong in your personal power and who you are, you will always attract positional power, just so you know. People will find you. You will not ever have to look for another job, another day in your life. People will find you. They'll say, can you come and work for us? They'll hear about you because they're not hearing about the position. They're hearing about the person. Because it is your power to make your decisions about your life. That is when you become a powerful person. So I don't want you to mix this up. I'm talking, this conversation we're having today is all about personal power. Okay? So, first of all, personal power is you're born with it. Please write with it. Please write. You're born with it. Born with it, that means it can never be taken away. Never. Never be taken away. Secondly, is that with personal power, no one has more than you. That means no matter where you go in life, you are now on an equal playing field with every person alive, including your ISR agent, including your PO, including your case managers. Your personal power, you're on the same level as them. So as you learn how to leverage this personal power, your relationships are going to get better with those people who are in authority. It's going to get better with your job. It's going to get better with your family. Why? Because you understand who you're talking to. Who I'm talking to is another powerful person. And I'm going to treat you as such. I'm no longer treating you like you're a DOC authority. I'm treating you like you're a person. I'm treating you like you are actually a human being that matters to somebody. So I'm no longer afraid of you. Why? Because I'm not afraid of myself. So I don't have to be afraid of you because I know who you are now. You're a person with power just like me. And today I get to make a decision and you get to make a decision too. So the question is, what's going to be your decision? Right? So when you understand personal power, you understand that you are going to make a decision that's going to change your life. Okay, let's practice. Right now, at this minute, I want you to think about your life, just wherever in your life you have a situation. Okay? And I want you to think about what could you do today to begin to change that situation? What could you do today to begin to change that situation? And I want you to actually use this mechanism of power. First of all, figure out what is it? Is it with your family? Is it with your PO? Is it with your the person who you're dating? Who what is it? And then I want you to make a decision of what is it that you're going to do to create the change. I'm not telling you that you have to know how. I'm not talking about the how right now. Because here's what happens. When you make a decision, all of the universe begins to help you figure it out. Here's the scary part. This works for good or bad. If you make a decision to do something terrible, guess what? You're going to look all around you, and everything you need will be there for you to do something terrible. It'll just show up. Ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Have you seen that happen to you before? It'll just show up. Literally.
Same work.
Why? Because you actually tapped into the power in the entire universe. It's right in you. So when you make that decision, the whole world starts actually working for you. Which is why it's so important. Most people don't make like conscious decisions. They just, it's almost like they just kind of allow life to happen to them. But I want you to make a decision, like today. Like, what is it that you want to do? Just think about it for a second. Just think about it for a second. Just think about it for a second. Are you ready? You know what it is? You know what your decision is? Do you know what it is?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Now I want you to write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Write down that decision. Write it down. Mm-hmm.
So essentially, your first step.
Write it down. Write it down. Okay? You wrote it down. You clear about what it is? You clear about what you want? You can't change it. You have to be clear. You have to know exactly, like, I am never going to be broke another day in my life. That kind of clear. Right? Once you've written it down, you have to find just one person in the room. They don't have to be next to you, but you have to find one person who you think you can trust in this room, who will not take this anywhere else, and you have to say it to them. Like, just say what your decision is. Okay? And they don't have to be next to you. You just have to find someone in the room. So I'm going to give you a minute just to go find someone in the room and tell them what your decision is going to be. What time are we finished?
We close by 3 p.m.
Okay. What time do you need me finished?
Let me ask for the show.
Okay. Okay.
He said 2:15 or 2:20 if it's enough time for you.
Okay. Something to look forward to. Say it again.
You're less likely to forget if you write it down.
You're less likely to forget it. Okay? When you write down something, it becomes your history. That means it's already happened. When you write something down, it becomes immediately history for you. That means that it already happened, which means that you have already done it, which means that you are now on the other side of it because you wrote it down. Check the science. Every person who writes down their vision, their dreams, their goals, sooner or later, everything that they write down will come to pass. Because when you write it down and you begin to put your power around it, Literally, the universe will begin to find you. I'll give an example. Early in my life, coming right out of college, I wrote down, I am going to get a PhD. I wrote it down. Now, I didn't know how I was going to get a PhD. A PhD is a doctorate in philosophy. It's the highest level of education that you can get. I didn't know how I was going to get it. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I didn't know where I was going to go. None of that. Your job is not to know how this is going to happen. Your job is to say it, write it, and allow the universe to come and keep on doing good and allow the universe to come and find you. So I'm at the University of Minnesota. At that time, I'm a community activist. I'm helping, someone opened up a crack house next to mine. I'm helping to, shut down crack houses and do my neighborhood lines and help. I'm just trying to do good in my community. I am at a meeting. A white Jewish man comes to me and he says, "Young lady, you are full of promise and you have a lot of potential. What do you want?" Listen carefully. He said, "What do you want?" Now, what he didn't know, Michael Fox, was that I had already written a whole 10-year plan for my life. It was already history. And guess what was in my history? A PhD. It was already in my history. So when he says, "Young lady, to do what you want to do," and I knew exactly what to say to him because I had written it down. I had thought about it. I had written it down. He said, "You're going to need a PhD for that." And I said, "Yes, sir, I am." And then he said to me, Ramos, he said, "I'm going to introduce you to somebody who's very interested in what you're interested in. And we're going to work on getting you a research assistantship so that you can work on your PhD and not have to pay a dime for it."
Ooh. Wow.
I'm not just telling you this stuff. I've lived this stuff. I've walked in this stuff. I know the formula for how to work it out. Right? And don't you know that man did exactly what he said he was going to do? Now, of course, once I got that research assistantship, what was my job? I had to do the work. I had to do the work. And I had to be excellent. I had to make sure that I did my part. So your decision isn't just, once you make that decision, guess what? Life, the universe is going to come around you and give you what you need. Now you got to do the work. You have to do the work. Okay? So you first had to, here's the science of what you just did. What you just did was you had to think a new positive thought. That's what you did. You had to think about it first. Right? You had to think about it. Now, some of you didn't take this activity as serious as really you should be. Because the truth is that this one activity can restructure your whole life. I hope all of you wrote down, if you haven't written down, how many of you actually want a job? How many of you want a job? Good, 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 good. No, I don't want you to die for a job. I want you to live for a job. Right? I want you to live and have that job. Right? In a few days. So for you, here's what you have to write down. I will be employed by Friday. You see what I'm saying? Because you have to want it. And you have to be clear about it. Now, if you're not, if you're just here to get the $50 and go and, get some weed and be done with it, we can't do nothing about that. You got your $50, you went and got your weed, you're high one more time and, you get some more gold teeth. Be done. I'm just fine.
Wow.
Like for real. Like seriously. Seriously. I mean, because we're not here to play. I mean, this is a real deal. Like we are for real, for raw, and we want you employed. We want your life changed. We don't ever want you to go back to whatever it was. We want things different for you. Huh? So we're going to give you the formula on how to do it, and then we expect you to do it. And we're going to be there the whole time to make sure when you get that right, that, hey, you check in, come on to Tuesday night, give us the report, show us your paycheck, let us know, hey, you got it going on.
This ain't my paycheck, but I'm gonna show
Oh, listen to this. No, I want to see the paycheck. I want to see the real money. I want to see the paycheck. I want to see the whole thing. The whole thing. I want a picture of the paycheck. Like, hey, Dr. Verna, okay, here's what I got. Like, all right, now, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this and say, you know what? By my next paycheck, this is going to be doubled.
Right.
The smile's going to show you.
See there? First, you have to think a new positive thought. I can tell you, most of you, your mind messes with you big time. Big time. Huh? Because your mind is socialized to sabotage you. You've been socialized to sabotage yourself. So you get someone like me who come in, and Brother Shane who come in, we're here to literally restructure your mind. Because we don't want you thinking that way anymore. Because we understand the power of thoughts. Because thinking produces vision. So whatever is going on up here, whatever you're thinking here, actually begins now to become a picture for you. So if you're thinking, I'm not going to ever get a job, your picture is poverty. So if you're thinking, I need another hit, your picture is addiction. If you're thinking, I'm going to get them back, your picture is crime. So you got to make sure that right here, that you are managing what you are thinking. Here's my rule for your thoughts. If what you're thinking is not what you really want to be, get a new thought. Get a new thought. Like, what are you thinking about most of the time? Restructure how you think. Once you get that new thought, now it's time to begin to what? See. So let's practice seeing here. Let's practice visioning. So your decision, sir, what was your decision? What was your decision? My big smile. Oh. Huh? To just be you. Well, what does that mean? Give me something specific. What does me look like?
My character.
Yep.
You got to get to know me. You got to be able to shake my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Be in my presence.
Okay.
Hear me.
Good. So your decision that you wrote down, what is your decision? You're going to be you. So you've decided who you want to be. You've decided what.
Evolve. All evolve and we continue to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to continue to evolve and be me because I get good teaching and good learning.
Good.
And everything in my past is in my past.
It's done now.
So I'm
right?
evolved.
Yes. So now I'm going to push you even further and say to you, okay, be me looks like this. I act this way. I talk this way. I walk this way. I behave this way. These are my values. This is my character. You get specific about that.
Steps.
Yep, all of it. All of it. Right here in your mind. Like, what are you thinking? Now, what are you beginning to see? So what does that look like? So I want you to take just 30 seconds, if and when, because the only reason I would say if, because I am not 100% sure that a few of you understand the formula and want it. But I can tell you, if you use this formula, I can say when you use this formula, things are going to look different for you. So when you get to getting that decision done, what is your life going to look like? Tell your neighbor what your life is going to look like once that decision is done. Take 30 seconds. Tell them. It's going to be amazing. I'm doing good. All right, that's called visioning. That's called visioning. You got to see it. You got to see it. You have to see yourself healthy. You got to see yourself employed. You have to see yourself in your own home. You have to see yourself with your children and you're all healthy and your family's working. You got to see yourself in your relationships, healthy relationships. You got to see yourself with, absolutely clean, not one piece of drug, alcohol in your system. You got to see yourself. You got to see it. Here's the most difficult part of this work for us. And Brother Shelby knows this. I can't see it for you. You're going to have to see it for yourself. I can teach you how to see it, but you're going to have to see this thing for yourself. I had to see myself. I can't see for you. But you've got to have to get this vision for yourself. And once you get this vision, here's what vision does to you. It calls you into your future. Your future's all the way over there. Your vision says, hey, I'm right over here. Healthy, I'm over here. Employed, I'm over here. Settled with my family, I'm over here. I'm over here. Your vision is calling you. Do you know why people go back to their past? Because that's all they think about. That's all they see. And it will call you back to it. We'll often ask our students who go back to prison, what did you leave there? Did you leave something there? Did you leave something there? Huh? Huh? Right? 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 You left? No. Put it behind you. What you left there was your vision. You left a vision. The only vision you had was of your past, the good old days. First of all, they may be old, but they weren't good. Let's be totally honest about it. Huh? Living in the life. No, you weren't living the life. You were living in the death. Let's be totally honest about this thing. Huh? Because it was determined to destroy you. By the grace of God, you are still here today. Amen. Because a whole bunch of you all should have been dead and gone a long time ago. Chipped up, chopped up, done, finished. By the grace of God. Huh? So what I want your vision is to be out here. You are visioning your future. You see it. Our oldest daughter, she just graduated from college. Let me tell you, my husband and I, we had to vision that girl out of college. You hear me? Because she was fighting us. We're like, no, you don't graduate from college. We had to vision her. We're like, we see you walking. I would tell her, I see you walk across it. I'm walking across the stage with you. I hear the music. Da 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 da. I see it. I had to vision her across that stage. And then she caught the vision. And she could vision. And once she caught the vision, she could see herself across that stage. We were good. Michael Fox, you got to vision yourself in your own house. You got to vision yourself stable. You got to vision yourself a healthy father. You got to vision yourself with your child. You got to vision yourself, Michael Fox. And it has to be clear. Clear, just like you're looking at me clear. Blue suit and yellow. That's how clear it has to be. Like no fuzz, no, clear. That's the kind of vision I'm talking about. So then after you've got the vision, look at your neighbor and say, I got the vision. Look at your neighbor and say, I got the vision. Hello, Moto got the vision. I know that. Tell your neighbor, I got the vision. Say I got. You can make sure I got the vision. You just make sure you get it. You got it. You got the vision. You got it. All right. Now it's time to walk therein. Right. The next thing.
I hear a lot of people talk, but they didn't say that she was bad in your hood.
Oh, that's because I'm not. That's because I'm not. No, we are two master teachers, right? God's called all of us to do what it is that we need to do. There are some things that my husband does I cannot do. And there are some things that I do that he cannot do. But together, you know what? Dynamite. Dynamite. Right? Doing it. Now, here is where most of you will lose it. You will lose your decision. You will lose your vision. You will lose your thinking. This is where it usually goes. And that is through your words. Your mouth will take you back to prison. Your mouth will keep you poor. Your mouth will destroy your family. Your mouth, it is your mouth will take you back to homies who don't want nothing for you but destruction. Your mouth. So I want you from now on to be careful what's coming out of your mouth. And if those words that's coming out of your mouth, if you don't want to be what you're talking about, stop saying it. If you don't want to do what you're talking about, stop. If you don't want to become what you're talking about, stop. Stop saying it. I'm never going to get a job. You never will. I'm so sick, you'll be sick for the rest of your life. My arthritis. Yeah, you're going to have arthritis because you just claimed it. Get it out of your mouth. So, question. What are you going to have to take out of your mouth? Which words are you going to have to get rid of? Negative words.
Old habits.
And the negative words results in the old habits. You say, you say, you know what, I think I need a drink. Guess what happens?
I said it out of my mouth.
You said it out of your mouth, and what's your body going to do?
Ain't the same way I said it.
It's going to listen to you. Before you know it, you're going to be getting another drink. Why? Here is the formula for words. Words create life. Words create life. They make things live. So whatever you want living in your life, Alex, say it all the time. I'm going to have my own business. I'm going to have my own business. I'm going to have my own business. I'm going to reunite with my children. I'm going to reunite with my children. I'm going to get a new job. I'm going to get a promotion. I'm going to be drug free. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to go to the Institute for Art and Design and get my degree. So what's in your mouth?
Positive.
Good. So we're just going to practice this. Whatever your decision is, this is how we're going to end. And you don't have to do this. You don't have to do nothing but stay your color and die, just so you know. Just be real clear about that. That's the only things you have to do in life, is stay your color and ethnicity. And you can try to bleach your skin if you want to, but you're going to still be black if you were black. Okay? And you're going to die. Those things you must do. Everything else is the mechanism of power in you.
Right.
Everything else. Yeah? So we're just going to practice. And we're going to start up front here. And you're going to stand up, tell us your name. And you're going to say, I was born with power. And I have decided to, bam. And you're going to stand up. You say, I was born with power. Your name? My name is Ramos. I was born with power. And I decided to, okay? Be ready. I don't want any ums and ahs. And if you're not ready, just sit down. Go.
All right, my name is Quincy Oliver, and I have decided to just further my education.
Oh, no. You forgot that I was born with power part.
I was born with power.
Uh-huh.
I was
And?
born with power, and I'm going to use that power to further my education so that I don't...
No.
So I don't be homeless.
No. You don't have to stop any of that. You're just going to further your education.
Yeah, for sure.
Stop right there. Give him some snaps. All right, Ramos, go. Uh-huh.
My name is Ramos. I was born with power, and I decided to stop making the same mistakes over and over when I know I'm a better man.
Oh! Yes, ma'am.
My name is Deborah. I was born with power, and I'm going to work.
I have decided
I
to.
have decided to work.
Excellent. There you go. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. My name is Dwight. I was born with power, and I have decided that I want to be independent of this Social Security and find my place in this universe. I want to be a youth counselor free from all addiction.
Yes!
My name is Jeffrey Barnes, and I was born with power, and I am going to be a revolutionary in putting my publishing company together and doing the things that's necessary.
Yes, sir.
My name is Michael Fox. I was born with power.
Hey, Mike.
And I decided to use the format and get and dip and get wet and don't come out dry.
All right. Now that's good and all that, but I want to know some specifics.
Specifics? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, give me just one. I want one specific.
Clean words.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Clean up your mouth. Good job. Good job. Snaps up from Michael Fox. Excellent. Yes, sir.
My name is Larry. I was born with power, and I decided that I'm gonna change my words and my thinking to become a better father and a better human being.
All right. All right. This is good. This is good. Yes, sir.
My name is Alexander Davis. I was born with power, and I decided to never use drugs again.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
Go again?
Yes, go again.
I am Chappelle Brown. I was born with power, and I decided to just be me, Chappelle George Brown.
All right, Chappelle George Brown. Yes, sir.
My name is Clifford Turner, and I was born with power, and I just started to basically stop making mistakes, stop making excuses for my mistakes.
All right, there you go, Clifford. I like it. Yes, sir.
My name is Urias. I was born with power, and I decided to use my power and creative abilities to release a music album one day.
Oh, I like it. Yes, sir.
My name is Johnny Piggy, and I created my power, and my power within me to stop cussing.
Oh, that's all right. Oh, my goodness. If we had more time, I would talk about the science of cussing, but we don't. Go ahead.
My name is Louis Cox. I was born with power, and I'm choosing to continue using that power to gain financial freedom again and build generational wealth.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My name is Chandra Ashton. I was born with power, and I decided to continue to pursue my LLC and get it off the ground.
All right. Nice, nice, nice. We got ourselves a business owner. Yes, ma'am.
Lily. My name is Lily. I was born with power. Two things. One, as a couple people said, working on my body now. That's one of my decisions. And second is to get my mental health together and stop using it as a crutch or an excuse. So yeah.
All right. Nice, 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 nice. All right. Let's put it all together. Go ahead and stand up on your feet. This is the personal power definition. Ositon will print this off and give it to you somehow, some way tomorrow so you can actually be ready to recite it on Friday morning. This is the personal power definition. Put your hand on your heart and repeat after me. My power is.
My power is.
My ability to.
My ability to.
Think a new positive thought.
Think a new positive thought.
Now, I actually want you to actually put your hand on your head because some of your heads are, you've been through. Okay. Think a positive thought.
Think a positive thought.
See a positive vision.
See a positive vision.
Speak new positive words.
Speak new positive words.
Write new positive goals.
Write new positive goals.
And do something new. and positive with my life, with my family, with my community, and even with my world, by taking a new positive action step. Okay, now make sure you take a step forward. None of this line dancing stuff. Forward. Okay, forward. Now, your goal by Friday is to come up with at least 3 action steps you're going to take toward accomplishing your decision. They can be small, they can be big, but at least 3 action steps. And then on Friday, when you come all dressed up and ready for graduation, I want you to look at one of your colleagues. This is your cohort. This is your cohort, right? They're here for you. They're your support. You're simply going to say, what's your action step? And be ready to give an action step. Thank you all so much. You've been amazing. Appreciate you.